Hello, welcome to the Bible in 5 years. My name is Armando. We're reading the Bible in chronological order, and it's going to take us a while to do all this reading. Or Punjab music for those who have heard me going with my drums and my fictitious, my imaginary drums and beating the drums with the stick. I'm going to change the music so we can do a reading. And at the end, I will give the explanation of the purpose of this podcast project. All right? Okay, let's change the music. All right, this is Leviticus. We're starting a new book. And this Bible that I have here, it has an introduction or an explanation. Who wrote this book and all that stuff. So, Leviticus was... the author was Moses. Moses, the Moses who in the movie, Moses, the old movie with Charlton Heston. I don't know what his name is. And the date apparently is from 1420 or 1220 BC, before Christ. The content, Leviticus was designed to be a handbook for the priest who came from the Levite tribe of Israel. It set down the regulations for governing the nation's life in general, and it gave specific regulations concerning animal and crop sacrifices and worship. All of the major rituals of sacrifice are described, as well as the way they were to be offered. All of the festivals, special days, and special years are discussed. There are also special sections devoted to the priesthood and regulations about religious ceremonies and objects. The theme: God has provided a way for sins of the people to be paid for by sacrificing the blood of animals. This whole system was pointing toward the shedding of Christ's blood as the one great sacrifice for the sin of the world. Leviticus also shows that early worship was orderly and follow a regular pattern. All right, let's start with chapter 1 of Leviticus. This is day 200. 200 days. We've been reading the Bible for 200 days. Procedures for the burnt offering. Leviticus chapter 1 from verse 1 on. The Lord called to Moses from the tabernacle and said to him, "Give the following instructions to the Israelites. Whenever you present offerings to the Lord, you must bring animals from your flocks and herds. If your sacrifice for a whole burnt offering is from the herd, bring a bull with no physical defects to the entrance of the tabernacle, so it will be accepted by the Lord. Lay your hand on its head, so the Lord will accept it as your substitute, thus making atonement for you. Then slaughter the animal in the Lord's presence, and Aaron's sons, the priest, will present the blood by sprinkling it against the sides of the altar that stands in front of the tabernacle. When the animal has been skinned and cut into pieces, the sons of Aaron the priest will build a wood fire on the altar. Aaron's sons will then put the pieces of the animal, including its head and fat, on the wood fire. But the internal organs and legs must first be washed with water. Then the priest will burn the entire sacrifice on the altar. It is a whole burnt offering made by fire, very pleasing to the Lord. If your sacrifice or a whole burnt offering is from the flock, bring a male sheep or goat with no physical defects. Slaughter the animal on the north side of the altar in the Lord's presence. Aaron's sons, the priest, will sprinkle its blood against the sides of the altar. Then you must cut the animal in pieces, and the priest will lay the pieces on the sacrifice, including the head and fat, on top of the wood fire on the altar. The internal organs and legs must first be washed with water. Then the priest will burn the entire sacrifice on the altar. It is a whole burnt offering made by fire, very pleasing to the Lord. If you bring a bird as a burnt offering to the Lord, choose either a turtle dove or a young pigeon. The priest will take the bird to the altar, twist off its head, and burn the head on the altar. He must then let its blood drain out against the sides of the altar. The priest must remove the crop and the feathers and throw them to the east side of the altar among the ashes. Then, grasping the bird by its wings, the priest will tear the bird apart, though not completely. Then he will burn it on top of the wood fire on the altar. It is a whole burnt offering made by fire, very pleasing to the Lord. All right, this is the end of our reading. This is the Bible in 5 years, and we are reading the Bible in chronological order. It's going to take about a year and a half or so to do all this reading. Afterwards, we will continue to read the Bible in a different format, but always we're going to try to keep it short and sweet because we read verses here. We don't read chapters. We read from 3 verses to 36 to 38 verses tops, and we don't read 2 or 3 chapters from different books of the Bible. No, that will be too much. Too many, like probably like 100 verses, easy. Maybe 80, but it could be long. So we don't do that. So we're trying to keep it short and sweet. One story, one idea, one concept, one theme, so you remember what we read, and I remember too. And it makes my life easier, and it makes your life easier. And these are audios and videos, 10 minutes or less. They are in YouTube, they are in Facebook, and they're in Spotify. Spotify we have audio and video, and then Facebook we have only videos, and in YouTube only videos. So if you want to check earlier episodes like day 1, day 2, 5, 10, 15, whatever, go check them out there in YouTube or in Spotify, because Facebook is deleting the videos every 30 days. That's the new policy that started like a month and a half or 2 months ago, something like that. So, and what else? This project is aimed for people who have not read the Bible. They don't know what the Bible says. They're not familiar with the Bible. And it's fine, no problem there. And this project is for the 1, not for the 99. But if you're from the 99, you're welcome also to come aboard and participate by liking and subscribing. Sharing the episodes with friends and neighbors and relatives and your enemies. I don't know. And yeah, I know I don't read very well because I don't know how to read, not in my own language or in this language or in any language. But I try my best, okay? So I'm doing it. And what else? Let me know where you're listening or where you're watching from. That will be great. We have people from Russia listening or watching, from Poland, from Australia, from Spain, from Argentina, from Colombia, not Colombia, from Guatemala, from the US, from Mexico, Canada, I don't know, all kinds of places. All right, thank you. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Have a good one.